Like Coy said, I'm Anna. I originally worked as a physician assistant for 10 years. I went into that because I was looking for a lot of job stability coming out of college. And I was like, that's
Right.
the route to go. Somebody will always need somebody in medicine. And being that
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wanted kids and a family, I knew that was a better route to go
Yep.
for myself at that point, right? So did that for 10 years. I ended up in trauma critical care. I switched over to emergency medicine. We ended up facing some unexpected infertility during our journey to have kids. We have our
Mm-hmm.
two girls now, and then COVID hit. I feel like medicine kind of changed and had like a long ripple effect to it, kind of exposing some of the
Great.
defects to it that we noticed. And they just
Yep.
kind of got exposed bigger at that point, right? It kind of took more away from our time at home. We were working more hours, it felt like. Some staff was being reduced. All that stuff was going on. So during that
Yeah.
time, my husband and I really got serious about our financials. He started doing like a big financial journey himself, getting serious about personal finance. And that's when we like looked into FIRE or the Coast Fi, which is what we ended up doing,
Yep.
and really focusing on traveling full time, which is bumping up our timeline because we really wanted to do it when our kids were 7 and 10, not really 2 and 4. But
Yes.
suffice to say, we ended up traveling a lot earlier. We took a gap year from September of 2024 to September of 2025. And then we realized this is perfect. We love this. It
Mm-hmm.
completely changed our lifestyle, our way of thinking. And we just finished 3 months in Ecuador. So that's where we're at right now.
Okay. So yeah, so it's a compressed story, but we're gonna unpack it. So I
Okay.
appreciate the compressed story. I think it's good for the listeners. We're gonna kind of hear more about how you got to where you're at, which leads me really to our next segment here, Anna, which is really the life before, right? I think this is really entailing to kind of hear about this part of like what you guys left and why you left it, right?
Yeah.
The careers, the debt, the house plan, all of that, right? So when we talk about that part, right, before the travel, before really your decision to even jump into this world, if you can kind of paint me a picture, really paint us a picture of what your life looked like, what were your careers, which you kind of briefly touched on, kind of your
Mhm.
day to day, and the plan, and then what was that like internal experience of that life? You want to dive a little bit?
Yes. So we were living in Arizona.
Yep.
And like I said, we had worked as physician assistants. I worked in trauma critical care. It was like a level 1 by the state of Arizona. So it was
Okay.
a lot of critical patients. I really enjoyed it. It really taught me so much about medicine and just the teamwork aspect of it. And my husband really got into emergency medicine, which he enjoyed. And I was working 12-hour days, and that was just straight hours of work. That didn't include the time before, after. It was day and night shift. The lucky
Yes.
guy, my husband got mostly day shift. I don't know how he did that in medicine.